wait. Don't
That's
rush
your
me.
fault.
No, I said don't rush me.
Hey, wait, hitting like some
I
bass.
forgot to come up with a joke.
It's
crazy.
7:08. Time went back. You ain't fixed your watch?
It did though. I ain't fixed my watch.
Nah,
Right.
it's
Oh.
right.
No, we gotta.
I think nah, it's
Oh.
8.
No, it's not. What's it?
I mean, my watch said
What
8.
time? What
I ain't had it on
time?
since last week.
You
Hey,
walk-
what's up, y'all? Smooth Work Neat Freak. I'm your host. This is Conversations in the Track. This is my co-host, Felicia Joe. You already know if you're Chinese, you gotta say Felicia host. And today we have a special guest. What do you want to go by? Shadow or?
I don't care
Deric?
what you call me as long as you call me. You know what I mean?
Say your last name for us real quick.
Lostutter, Deric Lostutter.
Lostutter.
But DJ Deric D3R1C on all platforms because DJing pays the bills. But Hip Hop Shadow, Nightshade Records, founder of Rifle City Records, where we bring independent artists every day. Winchester, Kentucky representing. Now living in Manchester, Kentucky. That's how we do, man.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Let's go.
This is the
ahead.
third episode y'all done let it slide, so I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Okay? He be like, Felicia Ho, but guess what? Let me tell y'all something. 2022, listen to the radio. They talking about I suck it and lick it and but guess what? He call me what you want, but know this. I hustle and I grinds and everything in this is mine. You understand what I'm saying?
Calling you hoe.
So
like,
we gonna let him host
No,
this show.
That's your
'cause
name in
he's-
Chinese.
No.
The J is silent. So
You
it's
see
like,
what I'm saying?
The J is silent in Spanish too. I mean, I feel like I'm on a view right now.
Yeah, don't worry.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's gonna be all night.
It's gonna
So,
be all night.
Our first hot topic for the night is: are you for cancel culture? How do you feel about UK letting Sophia Rosing's withdraw instead of expelling her? So hold up, we let my co-host answer it.
Okay.
Then we'll come to you.
I'm just saying the last YouTube video I watched, them saying it like they said she's never allowed back, and
Banned
the
for life.
she's banned, and the president said that she's not allowed on the property. So now I guess it's not so much as she withdrew. They're saying like she can't, even if she tried to come on the property, she's not allowed.
She's gonna get
basically.
kicked off.
Yeah.
So
So-
I'm guessing that's what
It's like a trespassing thing. So legally, they informed her officially that she's not allowed on the property. But so girl walked in drunk. Girl was indoctrinated with learned behavior, and that's the fucking issue to begin with.
Right.
And so she walked in drunk. Her daddy and uncle is like attorneys or some shit like that. I'm just spitballing here, but one of them is an attorney and a donor to UK. And she assaulted a hall monitor. Look on my profile, it's public, Deric Lostutter. I posted the actual full video of the whole altercation, not what the news shows you. And so the hall monitor's job is to control the students. And so she put hands on students while expelling, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, racial expletives.
Right.
Like, which is fucking inappropriate to begin with because this is 2022 and girls just doing a job by controlling the student. And she's got to wear that badge of fucking disgustingness for the rest of her life, which is punishment enough. However, UK is like, we're launching an official investigation. UK is like, yo, we got to launch an official investigation, but all the evidence is right here.
Hold on real quick.
And she can withdraw, which means she can enroll in every single college, period, because they never expelled her to begin with.
Yeah, you just said it's 2022. Yeah, the year doesn't have anything to do with racism.
Now
because,
you fix.
Like, we was just fucked up in 1950. Hell, so it's 2022 now. So, you know. So, do you think she should have been expelled immediately?
I think that 100% based on the videos that she should have been expelled upon her arrest. There should have been no little investigation.
And then
Like-
she got assault on the police officer.
Yeah,
Check
he
this
was
out.
pissed.
Not
He was
only
pissed.
did she
He
attack
was pissed.
another student that was trying to help
Attacked the
her,
police
like
officer.
attacked her,
I mean,
she attacked the police officer, so she didn't.
She said nigger 33 times.
33.
33 times.
Jesus' age when he died. And Eric Garner got choked out for less. And I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I mean?
So, are you all for cancel culture? Somebody does something wrong, says something wrong, should you cancel them?
Fuck Kanye West. What the fuck you mean?
Whoa.
Oh, you can't say nothing about Kanye. You know, that's his Kanye. They
Hold on real
related.
quick. We got a little time.
We got plenty of time.
Let me know why you said fuck my brother.
Okay. So Kanye West uses the same mentality in cancel culture, replacement culture that the Klan actually founded. So there is actually no literal archaeological or heritage evidence or DNA evidence of what he is claiming to be the original Jews, while simultaneously blaming Jews for his downfall. So basically he's using Klan terminology, which I was in prison. I was in FCI Petersburg. FCI Petersburg housed the most extremist of organizations, including Al-Qaeda, people who provided hand-to-hand combat training to Al-Qaeda. I was in prison with these groups, these extremist groups, and they used the same ideology. So Kanye West is reiterating that ideology with probably without realizing he's actually doing it. Kanye West just literally needs counseling first and foremost. But this whole conspiracy theory replacement bullshit is the same shit that they use.
So what you're saying is that
it's racism by proxy.
So you don't believe that the blacks are Jews?
Do I believe that black people are Jewish? By
No,
religion? Yes.
not Jewish. The Jews.
So Jews are both religion and ethnicity at the same time.
Okay.
And so, do I believe that there is 12 lost tribes? Sure, that's a possibility, but it's not backed up by archaeological and genetic evidence. Has never been found to be fact.
Well, we had a Hebrew that was supposed to be here tonight, but he chose to do otherwise. Now, his son had a football game, but I had him here to combat, if you was gonna go that route, to combat it, because I can't. But what I do believe is, if you look at the geographics and you go back years, those people that look like those Jewish people right now over there, they didn't look like it.
No, facts. It's all Middle Eastern, definitely. And Africa was the birthplace of the culture of our entire world. I agree with that. However, I don't believe that you can be simultaneously Jewish and be anti-Jewish at the same time. You might as well be, what's his name?
Well, see, that's the thing. When you throw that ish in there, ish is the whole thing.
Yeah.
The black people what they're saying is we're not Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
We are the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Is what
but
Kyrie
he's also
Irving,
saying the Jews are against him. So is he against
himself?
himself?
No. What he's saying is those white people who proclaim to be the Jews are against him. The ones who run the music industry, the entertainment industry, all that. Everybody knows. They said they got a list: lawyers, doctors. They pretty much run the earth. And like they were saying though, it's only white Americans who protect the Jewish people. Russia don't give a fuck about them. Germany don't give a fuck about them. Nobody else gives a fuck about them but the white Americans. And if you say something about a Jewish person in America, you're done for.
I digress, because the Klan would say different. White America does not give a fuck about the Jews. I grew up in North Carolina and had anti-Zionist
Maybe
Jews.
I might have worded that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But until I learned better and was cultured better. But that's different. You know what I mean? Like I said, Jewish is both ethnicity and race. And so while we are discussing hard-hitting topics, you mentioned something earlier about Kanye saying that he was being attacked by white people. Where's that?
Well, let me not say white people. The Jewish people.
Let's define white. Is there a definition for white?
Well, we had it on our show earlier. I mean, you got Caucasian. Let's say Caucasian.
Okay.
Who was in the mountain of Caucasus.
Armenians are technically Middle Eastern, but look just like me.
Armenians? You said it's Middle East?
It definitely is.
Well, you know, Arabics had slaves and
speak
shit
Arabic.
too.
You gonna have to look.
Ain't a race on this earth that likes niggas. Mexicans don't like us. White people don't like us. Russians don't like us. Italians don't like us. We don't like us. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is ridiculous.
Hey, first off,
we are the most
first off,
disliked.
I wouldn't
Because
define
we are
y'all.
special.
Look at all them likes on the live feed right now.
We are special.
We are though, but because I mean, but we can say that.
I wouldn't
because
define
it's the
y'all as
truth.
that though. I don't define y'all as what you just said, which I won't repeat because I will get shadow banned on Facebook and or punched in the mouth. I don't define y'all as that.
What, as niggas?
Yeah, that. So
Well,
I don't define y'all as that, yo. I'm married to a black woman and I got a biracial children. Like I don't define y'all as y'all. I define us as us. Like,
Because guess what?
Because we are us.
Even with all this, the Jewish and I'll let y'all talk all that.
Yeah.
Because see, even like with politics, I don't get it. I'm a universalist, and my thing is, we were all created from the same way. No matter how it's divided, you can call you what you want to call.
no, we was not. Sorry to cut you off. No, we was not.
Science dictates
So
the farther you moved away from the equator, the lighter your skin
The
got.
lighter
Right.
your skin got.
This shit right here, what is it called?
Melanin.
Melanin
Doesn't fucking matter,
Melanin
and it's why I got freckles.
doesn't
bro.
matter.
Like,
You crazy.
I didn't say we're
you put
the
your-
same
you put this
people. I said
melanin
we were
into
made
that
by
sun.
the same
No.
one. You
We-
telling me it's more than one most high?
We got a thing right here. They call it
You
some
telling
type
me,
of
but
gland.
you telling me
You know
it's
what I'm
more
saying?
than,
This
but you
shit
telling me
is a
it's
continuum.
more than one most high. Why do you think it was
No, I
made
didn't say
men
it
and women? And then he, she, whatever, the most high created different, everything's not the same. Everybody's not the same. We all made
Exactly.
different ways.
But we was made
That's like if you see
different.
somebody.
We're made different. That sun does something to
I
us.
didn't say we
We
weren't
need
different.
that sun.
Once we-
No disrespect,
once
but when
we
they
start-
get in the sun, it burns them up.
Shit, who
We
you
need
talking-
that.
Listen, the running
It's
joke
love.
in my house is my wife is African American and says she could not be sunburned because God built me inferior. Literally said it, loved it, wonderful. Took her to Shackleford Island off the coast of North Carolina to see the horses. Her ass was like a lobster after that.
Tore
Right
up.
saying beaches, tore her ass up. Like, so
Cause see, we really ain't from Africa. Why everybody talking about take
Yeah.
it? We
she's
now,
Nigerian.
if we
She's
live to
literal
live,
DNA test
now
Nigerian.
I mean you go back
Yeah.
in the but we
Let me tell
go
you
over there in
something.
that sun.
Let me tell you something.
Sweating in these lights.
Let me tell
what
you something.
think you gonna do in Africa?
They told
sun?
you was only from Africa because they didn't want you to know you was everywhere.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
also
We
fair.
was everywhere. Ain't no
Exactly.
Indians.
So
that was us.
But I'm
That
saying
brings you-
different parts of
us.
that sun. We might need a little
too sun.
sunscreen.
Bro.
We might need a little
That
sunscreen.
brings you back to your original
We might.
question. How do I feel about cancel culture?
Okay.
So the answer is Kanye deserves it, but Black America does
No way.
not.
No way
Because we
Kanye
erase
deserves
you
it,
out.
speaking the truth.
We as Caucasians, or whatever you want to call us, erase you out the textbooks, erase Hispanic America out the textbooks, erase Vikings discovering America 3,000 years before Columbus ever fucking took over fucking modern day Haiti and the Tainos out of the textbooks. So, yes, cancel culture has existed long before cancel culture was ever called cancel culture. Do I agree with that? No. Do I agree with free speech? Yes. Do I agree with free speech having consequences? Also, yes.
That's what is that? Moron?
Oxymoron is an opinion that disagrees with itself.
Damn, that's why I hate my mind. That's why I should have never smoked weed. Because you said something a minute ago that I had a rebuttal to, but I forgot that goddamn thing. That's crazy. But Kanye is speaking the truth, just like Nick Cannon spoke the truth. And when you speak out
Nick
against
Cannon can't
Jews,
decide what kitty's got.
but what Nick Cannon said though at that moment in time was truth. It was truth. And so they make you go apologize. It's crazy. But you know, when black people say shit, we don't really have no repercussions. But I guess they're trying to cancel Kanye. So let's move on to the second hot topic.
Okay.
We got a good show tonight.
Let's
What is the solution
Mm-hmm.
to decreasing overdoses? I think you was just in an article.
I was on Fox News.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I was on Fox News about Clark County is rated in the top 5. Clark County, Winchester, Kentucky, rated in the top 5 in overdoses. That is correct. The solution is A, Clark County, New mayor, Joel and Reed. Hey, I'm calling you out. I've been at your city council meetings. I know that the mayor answers to the council here, and you've been running shit behind the scenes, so I'm calling you out right now. Enforce the codes like I told you to at the city council meeting, because they're dividing up these houses into multifamily complexes that don't comply with the code, with exposed wires and plumbing and shared plumbing and shit like that eventually create poverty that depends on either drug dealing or drug addiction. And so if you want to really decrease the amount of fucking drug addiction in Clark County, then enforce the fucking building codes and hold these landlords here accountable, and the ones that are making a monopoly of properties accountable as well. Because you're driving people to do different things to make more money. You got to make 3 times the rent to rent a place in Clark County, while the people simultaneously telling you to rent a place in Clark County don't make 3 times their own rent to rent a place in Clark County. And that's the fucking issue. Okay? You got to make $4,000 a month to fucking rent. As a single parent in Clark County, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
Hold on, Miss Reed, because my cousin, you have my cousin in school, and I'm gonna try to get an interview. So whatever if he got a disagreement with you, don't worry about it. Let me get. You remember me? Yeah, let me get that interview.
Yeah.
So I do believe, what's his name, Mitch McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the counties in America, it was 30 counties chosen to get this budget to stop the drug, and Clark County was one of the counties. And that is crazy out of all the counties in America. So,
Mitch McConnell's biggest donors are Blackstone and BlackRock, 2 hedge funds that buy up all of the homes in Kentucky and or America and turn them into single family residentials. And so that artificially inflated the housing cost. And then they also bought into these different rental markets. And so by virtue of buying up the housing and turning them into rentals, artificially increasing the cost, they made a profit, and then also made a profit off the rental price. And so Mitch McConnell will always do what his lobbyists tell him to do, while simultaneously keeping you in poverty. Like, and the businesses that lobby him subsidize their businesses by keeping you poor.
Man, my man is on the road. I'm no dummy, but I have no idea what he just said. It sounded good. It sounded good.
But I know, as far as Clark County, one of the problems is, what do we have? What do people have to do besides sit around and get high?
Okay, so
what do they do?
Check it out.
What do they do with their lives?
Watch Conversations in the Trap.
Yes, right.
Hold up real quick. Everybody, is that your...
That's my live, yeah.
Everybody watching right now, liking, go to Conversations in the Trap on YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Appreciate you guys.
I think they need God.
I mean,
that's what
you know. Our nation was founded on reversing Christian nationalism, not reincorporating.
Man, this nation was founded on some bullshit.
It was, and that's why we live in that turmoil. And people think it's much deeper than what it is, but it's all about the almighty dollar. And at the end of the day, it's a group of someone, somewhere, somebody that controls.
You know
they pass it down.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I carry a rosary in my pocket right here. Okay, and so that being said, yeah, my bad. I don't mean to set you on fire, but the facts is, our nation was founded upon freeing ourselves from nationalist Christians. That's why the Protestants existed to begin with in America. And so the purpose of our nation and our Constitution in the First Amendment, first sentence, is separation of church and state. It was not to reincorporate Christian nationalism as it has been run with the past 2 elections. I would respectfully disagree and believe in separation of church and state. You can still believe in God and go to church and this, that, the other, while simultaneously separating that from politics. Which brings me to, I believe, Dominique's next question about music and rap lyrics.
Yeah, but hold up real quick, because let me tell you what the preacher said Sunday. He said Kanye was talking a bunch of bullshit. I looked at my girl and said, I'm like, walk out. You know, don't nobody talk bad about Kanye. Nobody.
Everybody
So
look back to see how you reacted.
Yeah, so-
If he
Look
dropped
back.
out, if he didn't drop out of college and drop college dropout, he might have learned that the Holocaust actually happened.
Yeah, so listen though.
You know?
So he's like, Kanye don't know what he's talking about. Similar to what you was just saying, but this is why I didn't get mad. After he said this right here, I said, you know what?
Let us know.
Stay in church. He said he likes to get on Facebook. Can't fight. He can't fight. But he said, boy, I'm bad with these Twitter fingers. I said, all right, that's crazy. So you just want to get on Facebook and argue?
Keyboard warrior.
Go get on there and argue? No, we ain't do that.
But you can't fight neither.
But you say something about Kanye, I give you,
3 years
I
in
give
the
you
field.
one
I
for your
can
money.
fight, bro. I got the
Oh,
tattoos
no.
to prove it.
I give you one for your money.
But that's a different subject for a different day.
But on a lighter note with the overdoses, I just had a memory pop up on my Facebook page, and it said, only in Kentucky will a motherfucker tell you how they died last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, let me tell you, I died last night.
Yeah,
I died last night.
Come to your house
I just
and
died.
tell the story.
What the fuck? You died.
They come and tell you too,
That's
like
crazy.
it was okay, and you know, and I don't know, but
Shout out to Narcan. I tell you what.
yeah, no.
I tell you what.
Yes,
I tell you
sir.
what, shout out to
Shout
Narcan.
out.
Shout
And they got that vending machine up in Lexington, and they said
Shout
that
out to
more
Narcan.
than just one person is using it. Like they got cameras to make sure
No.
that the same person isn't
They
coming.
ain't using it, but
They
see, they
said
should. They got
people are really saving lives
Yeah.
out here.
Let me tell you
It's
something real quick.
important.
Let me tell you though, this is, I don't want to say this is what makes me mad, but this kind of, you know, this kind of pisses me off. Real, like you know, with the heroin epidemic,
I don't think it's so much heroin anymore as much as fentanyl.
heroin and fentanyl.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
white people dying. Cause I know my classmates and people I went to school with, they falling off left and right,
It's coming
right?
in from China through
So-
the cartels through Mexico
so
up through.
Now they got a needle exchange program. They got
had that.
Narcan you can get.
Yeah.
You know, they do all type of shit to I don't want to say for their benefit, but to like aid them.
Yeah.
But
to
when
aid 'em.
crack hit, they made everybody criminals.
But guess
Because
what?
it,
man?
it was
But
us.
see, they
It
tried
was-
Thanks,
to
Rudy
keep 'em
Giuliani.
from sharing needles.
Appreciate you.
Because when
War
they share
drugs.
needles, they
Like,
start spreading
nah, man.
disease.
No, that's not
You
what I'm
understand
saying. What
what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying?
is they treated the blacks as criminals.
There was a purpose for
but
that.
they treating the
You
heroin users
You
as
missing
victims.
you missing
Yeah.
the whole point. There's a reason why black people live in certain neighborhoods and why Irish people live in the Appalachian Mountains. And that concept is
What?
called blockbusting and redlining. Nobody wants to live alongside that are of white Caucasian wealth alongside those people. There's a famous.
will.
There's
Well, hold on. What
no,
does
no,
what does that got to
this
do
is
with
an
what I
actual
said?
fucking thing. No, I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay.
So there is an actual thing in California where a beach was stolen from a black
Yep,
family,
they got it
and they
back.
gave that beach just now, literally in fucking 2022, to that black family. And so the whole fucking point of the purpose is crack was actually and is declassified. Cocaine and shit like that was introduced by the CIA into black neighborhoods to make them addicted and make them less desirable to live along. And so
that was to fund the war.
Then you also, yes, it did fund Contra, and then you also had the whole situation with the whole fucking burning down Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, where the sheriff deputized citizens to literally level a section of town where they made their whole fucking ecosystem, their whole Wall Street, and they burned bodies and shot everybody and lynched everybody and burned them in mass graves and shit like that. But nobody wants to talk about that shit. They don't teach that in textbooks, but you can Google it right now.
Hold up
That's a
though,
real
you
ass
got
fact.
to get you went that way. What does that got to do with them treating the heroin addicts like
Because-
victims and treating us as criminals?
Because you aren't criminals just because you're an addict. You were introduced to addiction to begin with by Big Pharma, and you keep voting in the same politicians that keep taking money from Big Pharma. We just did it with Andy Barr this election. We just did it with Mitch McConnell the last election. We just did it with Lauren Boebert in Colorado.
Are
we
you
just
going to
did
be
it
a
with Marjorie
politician?
Taylor Greene. No, I wish I'm a
Because
felon.
boy,
I can't hold office.
you are dodging
But-
that motherfucking question good than a
No,
motherfucker.
I ain't dodging the
We
question.
gonna
I'm
move
answering
on
that
to
shit.
number 3. Our last hot topic.
Yeah.
Is it fair and or legal that the state of Georgia is going to use Young Thug and Gunna's rap lyrics against them at their trial?
Absolutely not. So the Democratic House and Senate, well, the House is controlled by Republicans, I believe. I might get that mixed up, so don't quote me. Anyway, they introduced what's called the RAP Act, and that's an acronym. And so the purpose of this act is to make rap lyrics or lyrics in music in general not admissible in court, and that is also based upon Rock v. Ward Against Racism, which is a Supreme Court case that happened in the 1980s, where just because Johnny Cash shot a man in Reno to watch him die does not mean he actually did it, and cannot legally hold him accountable for doing such acts.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. Real quick, because I'm sober real quick. Hold up. Is it fair and or legal that they're going to do that?
The answer legal is no. The answer is fair is no. And the reason it's not legal is because it ain't fair.
Okay. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's fair, but I think they probably doing it as an example because so many guys go out here and put out these songs and make it seem like that's their real life. And then if you get caught in the act of doing something along the lines of the same song you just put out, then it's like you told on yourself.
Now let me get it straight.
That's like going to rob a bank, making a song about robbing a bank, and then you go and rob the bank.
Exactly what the fuck I'm trying to say. 100%, Felicia. Like 100%. If you talk about whipping up crack in the kitchen while you simultaneously posting that you got that shit for sale on Snapchat, and then you rap about it, and they can connect two and two together, then you go into jail. But just because you rap about it, and they have no other proof, constitutionally and according to the Supreme Court, says no.
No. You know, they can't just,
Well, the songs that they're going to use, well, it's not the song, but it's verses out of the song, is Slatty, Anybody, Take That Shit to Trial, and Ski. I was thinking take that shit to trial.
Everybody
I was
was.
right, take that shit to trial.
Everybody.
It's a 56 count indictment.
That's how they throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
He's been denied bond four different times. They said Gunna was supposed to get out. I don't know, but 28 people got rounded up in that RICO case. Out of 28 people, I guarantee you, one's gonna tell. And I tell you what, the Cornbread Mafia got to be the realest motherfuckers alive because it was a bunch of them, and not one person told. Not one.
Cornbread Mafia is big where I'm literally at right now. That being said, I did 3.5 years in the feds. One of my charges is lying to the FBI because I ain't no snitch, and I can pull up my shirt and show you the tattoos I got in the pen to prove it. I did 3 years fed time for that. And so the other charge was conspiracy. That being said,
don't talk about that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna get to that, but I'm tying it into this. So free speech is free speech, and the counts of the indictments don't really matter. I was facing 50 years, but what they could ultimately prove would lead to such and such years, 5 years per count, which would run concurrently. I was sentenced to the maximum of my guidelines, which will lead Nick into his next question for me, to where I couldn't appeal, which was 2 years per count to run concurrently. I did violate and do more time than I should have. That's my fault. But go ahead, Nick.
Man, I tell y'all what, I caught a trafficking case. I thought I was just gonna get 5 years like everybody else do. A year, get out. Judge read off all my charges with the max. She said, "Son, do you know you are facing 21 years in prison?" Next thing I know, I woke up in the cell again. I fainted. I said, "Oh shit, 21 years." I never. That's crazy. All right, so now we're gonna introduce our guest, Deric. Lord help me, say your last name. Lostutter, aka Shadow. Thank you for coming, hanging out with us in Conversations in the Trap. So let's get on right in it. Our first question.
Okay.
Was you a part of the group Anonymous?
I was one of the foremost. I wouldn't call it a group as much as an idea, but I was one of the most foremost voices of the idea of Anonymous. That is accurate. I don't want to tell on myself to get re-indicted, but I don't just got this tattoo for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I earned my stripes.
What?
Well, tell me about Anonymous. I didn't even.
You know about Anonymous?
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't know about Anonymous?
Anonymous is a worldwide hacking organization, so to speak, that ain't an actual organization. Allegedly. It's an idea that governments need to be transparent and we hold governments accountable and the governments work for their people. Edward Snowden would probably be the most famous example of this without actually affiliating himself.
You're in that realm with him though?
I am definitely in that realm with him.
Okay. Without telling on yourself, you remember
I will try.
Lexington's mayor, what's his name, Jim Gray?
Yeah.
You have anything?
No.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Jim Gray.
Nudge me.
No. Superintendent last one though, the one that was bullying them kids and coaches at Clark County schools. That was my first op education.
Superintendent?
Mm-hmm.
Female or male?
Elaine Ferris.
I don't do politics, so
hold on. Speak on that. Speak on that. Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah. So the budget was being undercut. Let's be clear, FBI, CEO, I know you're watching. So let's be clear, I gained all of these emails legally from a school employee. I did not hack shit. And so Elaine Ferris was bullying people to allow her kids to play on the football team, bullying a football coach, using her position to influence school officials while simultaneously using funds from public schools to pay her personal AT&T iPad bills, etc., etc., etc. She actually went to court over this and then eventually resigned. And that was my first operation, was exposing that to the point where they actually announced don't believe what you read online.
Oh, so
yeah, they announced that over the
did
intercom.
that?
Yeah, I did that. That was
It's not alleged.
I did that.
He's involved. It's him. It's not alleged.
I did that. I'm saying I did that.
So she went to court for taking funds and doing stuff with personal stuff.
I don't know what she was officially charged with, but she did resign almost immediately.
She retired.
Retired is a generous word.
What made you say I'm going to investigate that?
Just the emails that I got that was like, hey, put my kid or grandkid, I forget, it's been so long ago, that was like 2011. Like, put so and so on the field, put this dude on the bench or at your job, this, that, the other, and seeing just neglected schools, rats in the kitchen, broken windows, mold and shit like that, and then the funds being used for her personal assets really kind of enraged me, because eventually I assumed I would have kids going to them schools, and I went to them schools in the same county, so that was my first anonymous operation and how I got involved.
So they didn't applaud you? They punished you?
No, not for that. No. She went to court. No, they didn't punish me for that. No, I went to jail for Steubenville, Ohio.
Because I was going to say
that's a whole different story.
Oh no, I was just wondering, because I was going to say you was, if they had rats in the kitchen.
So who turned you on to the emails?
I can't give that up.
Okay.
Oh, you take me.
So yeah, because you know.
No, I don't want to know. Some
no
things.
one on camera.
Some things.
Okay, I'll tell
we
you.
don't need to.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't get that out. I can't even tell you who it is, but it's a prominent individual in this county.
So you are responsible for Elaine Ferris resigning from superintendent of Clark County Schools.
That's
Clark
correct.
County?
That's correct. Yep.
All right, let's move on. So, tell us about you was on it, but tell us about the legal troubles you experienced.
Which time?
They got you locked up.
I mean, which time? So the first time I ever went, the Fed time. Okay. So we're focused on Fed time. So
no, we can move around.
Yeah. So Fed time is simple but not. So shit snowballed into shit after the Elaine Ferris shit, and eventually some people was like, hey, yo, check this out. There's a bunch of people mocking this girl, and I'm sure she wants to move on, and I don't want to keep reiterating the story. She's doing well now, according to what I hear, in college. Unfortunately got sexually assaulted by a football team in...
What state is this?
Ohio. Steubenville. And was
okay.
like, I mean, you can Google the pictures, you know what I mean? They're carrying out by her hands and feet, unconscious, party to the party, sexually assaulting her, mocking her on Twitter, this, that, the other. Just publicly posting it and deleting it. So Steubenville football team literally generates hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million per year. Every time they score a touchdown, the statue of the horse breathes fire. Like, the football stadium is bigger than the whole fucking town is. Seriously. And so, like, it's right on the river across from Weird, West Virginia, old dead-ass steel town. And so...
Excuse me, shout out. God damn, I keep having to interrupt you. What, Felicia?
What? Did it now.
What? Because he said, he brought up a line, not me.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't even
Clark
know he was
County.
involved with that.
Clark County,
I
please.
had no
Let me tell you
idea.
something. Old money, Clark County. I don't got nothing to do. I just sell my little hair and do this show with
I think
him.
it got me in trouble last
Hey,
time. Messing
you
around
know
with
Clark
prominent
County don't
people.
play.
I didn't know.
It's some exposure going
I
on
didn't know.
here.
That's
And I'm
big,
just,
though. That's
I
huge.
don't have
Nothing to
tea.
do with
I have
it.
soda
Nothing
today.
to do
I
with it.
wasn't ready.
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
Just
I didn't know
water over
I didn't know like
You didn't-
I didn't
I
know
thought-
she had to go to court.
Did
I didn't
you?
know none of that.
I mean,
I
you
didn't know
could've-
she was doing anything illegal.
You
Was
didn't
it illegal?
Playing fair?
Did they find it illegal in the courts?
I couldn't definitively say what the courts found. I do know that I alleged embezzlement of the funds to
You
pay for
alleged it?
AT&T iPad. And
Did you have to
things
show
of
up
that
to
nature.
court?
No, I did not. She showed up to court and then resigned.
Would you have?
I had emails and receipts where she was using school funds to pay for her personal AT&T bills.
Cause I know what I had to go for. Motherfucker, I ain't missing a day.
We know that. You gonna be there for the
So-
judge come.
So tell us about your first day going to federal prison.
Okay.
The first 12 hours.
So after I had alleged that the school was covering up for the rape victims, they called me a liar. The feds called me a liar. The court called me a liar. But lo and behold, fucking 2 or 3 or 4 school officials got indicted. Matt Bellardine's one of them. Google it. Providing alcohol to minors. Coaches providing alcohol to minors at their own house parties and shit like that. Some Epstein type shit. And so they went to jail. Superintendent resigned there too. But that's 2 out of 2 superintendents I may resign. You're welcome. Secondly, my first day in federal prison, I got ripped away from my daughter. So I was taken on the trial, and I was like, I had a stillborn baby. And
You was gonna go try with the feds?
Yep. So I was like, I'm gonna go trial. We're gonna let the jury decide if I need to go to jail, because there's such a thing called jury nullification. And you can't speak about that when you're actually indicted, but that's when the jury knows that you're guilty of the crime but doesn't agree with the punishment and can say not guilty. And so that was the plan per se, but I had a stillborn baby and then an immediate pregnancy after that, and then my baby was born 2 months early. So I called my legal team out of New York, and I'm like, yo, what can they actually get me with? And they're like, lying to the FBI by saying you don't know who did it and you didn't do it, and also conspiracy. Cool. Hit me with the deal. See what they're offering. I want to be out before she remembers I'm gone. And I shit you not, I got out before she was even 2, and like literally last month says, Daddy, why did you go to jail? Still knows. Like memory like a steel trap. I got a Scorpio, pray for me, Jesus God. But the whole point of the situation is, my first day in federal prison was actually violating my pretrial release by using the internet and or just talking shit. And I went to
You
court.
got in there and went up straight to a computer.
Yeah,
Right
and so
to
like
it.
I did something to piss the judge off, and so I went to court, and they were like, "Hey, by the way, you're going to jail early. You had to turn yourself in date, but you're going now." And so my first day in prison is called R&D, and so R&D is receiving and discharge, and so that's where they process you. But before that, I went into the holding cell in Lexington, which is in the actual courthouse. Then they ship you out to Leachfield, which is towards like Paducah. And then from there, I go to a processing center, which is FTC Oklahoma. You might remember that if you ever read the book Orange is the New Black or seen the actual show. The same girl went to the same processing center. It's an airport that's an actual prison full of rows and rows and rows of cells. My first cellmate was Lucky, 3rd Street, Manhattan chapter of the Hells Angels, was on America's Most Wanted. Cool dude, looked out for me. We played chess together, ate together, shit like that.
Do Hell's Angels like black people?
Some chapters do now, but I can't really speak to it. You know what I mean? That being said, I ain't got no Hells Angels tattoo. I will unabashedly admit I'm a gangster disciple. I don't have Hells Angels tattoos. I don't fuck with racism. That being said, so I'm chilling with Lucky in the processing center. Then I go from there to USP Atlanta.